This is your daily market recap for Wednesday, March 16th, FOMC day. Let's go. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for the FOMC day, Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. Let's get into it. Again, if you are watching these videos and you get past a minute and you think you found value, you should be joining the Discord room. We're giving out plays. We're talking about the markets. We're reviewing the Fed statements. We're on top of this stuff. And if you don't believe me, check out the Twitter feed. Check out some of these trades. We talked about the CCJ at the 20-day. Some of us are getting in the mid upper 23s, closed near 25. We talked about buying the TLT at 131. We talked about gold in the 178, 176 area. Back tested the weekly. Oh, so much going on. Again, as you can tell, we talk a lot about the markets, kind of keep people up to date with what's going on. And also just as a reference, if you're not sure about things, it's a really good place to start and ask questions. But just keep in mind, if you have not been trading for a long period of time, then you have not seen all parts of the market and how it works. So it's just natural. When someone's been doing something a long time, you're more comfortable with seeing everything as it is versus not knowing all the potential outcomes of Fed days or what's going on with interest rates or just understanding the cycles of the market. So I hope, again, if you're not a member of the Discord room, you should check it out. Link is in the description below. Please subscribe. There's tons here to learn. All the side channels, we talk about it every day. Again, I will not bore you, and let's move on to what people are typically here for. But there are some people who really do enjoy learning this stuff versus just getting the free lunch. Bitcoin, we've, really not much to say. Said 35,000 to 45,000 sideways. It did break the downtrend, very clear, but it's not going anywhere. So whenever something like this happens, do not be surprised at retest. You already had one retest. Well, at this point, if it can't get going, it might be another retest. Maybe it's a bear trap, and then before it goes higher. Bitcoin, it's a little hard right now. If you get at the lows, it's a good spot. If you're not at the lows, I don't know what to tell you. All right, here's one of my biggest trades of the day, buying the TLT today at 131. I did not get the lows. I didn't because I honestly didn't even think about it till after the Feds met. This is an interesting trade, and stick with me for a second here. 100-month in yellow, very obvious. You see it there. This gap, to me, potentially was a novice gap. Think about it. We went from 155. Again, remember, TLT is the inverse of interest rates. As interest rates rise on bonds, this goes down and vice versa. So rates will be going lower if this thing is going higher. Everyone was anticipating 50 basis points, maybe 75 basis point rate hike today. What did the Feds actually do? If you read the reports, you're around the channel, you saw they only did 25 basis points. I show this, again, I hate to be repetitive, but I talk about this regularly on the channel. Interest rates as of December were, the 10-year, here you go. 1.35. They got up to 2.2 for the most part. So you do the math there. That's 0.85, movement in the interest rate. That's 85 basis points. Like, that's a big move. And so the market priced that in. And if you've been listening to this channel for any period of time, I say buy the rumor, sell the news, or sell the rumor, buy the news. Selling the rumor of a big rate hike, buy the news when they do less. So I pulled the trigger down here, and I was talking about this in the Discord room. Like, this feels like exhaustion, novice gaps near the end, not continuation. And so when the Feds decided they weren't going to raise rates 75 basis points, only 25 points, you can watch on the 10-minute. You had this breakdown, but look at the volume. It wasn't crazy. And then as soon as it did, you had this bar that closed and it started turning right back up. So I noticed on the 10-minute, I was like, I don't think we're making a lower low at this point. I had to take in my mind, I don't think we're going to come back, because this bar right here was the Fed news of them raising rates. As you can see, 12.10. Keep in mind, I'm a Mountain Standard, so it was 2.10. This bar just started eating back up. And in my mind, I was like, this volume wasn't huge. This has been down a ton. I'm going to take a stab for, 50 cents, dollar, whatever you want. Personally for me, I figure I give it $1. I didn't get as much as I wanted because I thought it might retest, but I started pulling the trigger, and then the action just got better and better and better. And it just confirmed to me again, if you're newer to the trading the channel, please check out the Discord room or the YouTube channel for the education videos on bear traps, on the price action, on Fed days. I mean, just there's a lot of things that coalesce on days like today, and I apologize this video is on, but there's a lot to know. Like, everybody who chased the morning pop got slammed, and then if you bought the dip, you got rewarded. And I say this over and over again, but the first mouse gets the trap, the second gets the cheese. It's better to let the news play out versus trying to predict what they're going to do. And same thing with the TLT. It's been down, we're getting smashed, rates have been going higher, and then they announced a lower rate hike than expected. And look what happened. Look at this candle. I mean, this is what, again, Google it. If you're not familiar with what an outside reversal day is, when you're at a low, you move outside of the trading range, and then you close back in it. And so it's an outside reversal. And the reversal is usually the long wick. And if that's not an outside reversal, I'll eat a sock on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. The probabilities are really high. I mean, keep in mind, like, this has been down a bunch. So I hope this helps. And again, this formation, it could happen on any stock. I tell you, this is repeating patterns and formations. Like, scratch the ticker name out, scratch, and put anything up there. If you see this kind of action after a big down move, you have to anticipate a pop. I mean, here's a small example of an outside reversal right here, where you kind of had like this range and a gap, and then this like little wick on the doji, and then it turned back around. Trying to find outside reversal. Here's a no. Again, it doesn't happen all the time, but you can see them at bottoms and tops. I mean, outside reversal is also a topping formation. Yeah, anyway, that's for another video. Again, there's videos already on this. I was going to try to find one, but every stock different, every time frame has potential for repeating patterns. So just keep that in mind. The dollar. We talked about this area being that's why all these lines are up here being resistance. Well, look what happened. You dumped. I mean, dumped, I guess it's relative. It's been strong for a while. I don't really have much going on the dollar. Is what it is. I tell people the dollar only really matters, in my mind, when it gets super volatile. If the dollar is not really volatile, then the market doesn't care. And I hope that makes sense, because if there's dollar volatility, then the markets are nervous. If the dollar is pretty stable, then the market doesn't give a shit. All right, the VIX. Man, if you've been following the videos, we talked about the 20-day. I've been a closet bear, but I also, if you notice in any of the videos, not once have I pointed out a short. I've said maybe don't buy stuff, which can come across bearish, but I've never outright said I'm shorting anything, because again, when the VIX is this high, I don't necessarily want to short things, because I always know like the volatility means up and down. And at this point, where the market ultimately being wrong, I was wrong here, that I thought the VIX might spike up to, I mean, you can see my little circles, 44. It didn't. The Feds did the opposite. And here's again where the second mouse gets the cheese. I don't make any big bets before the FOMC. I'm not betting on shorting the market before they talk. And I hope people like grasp this. Like, I'm not sitting here going, well, I hope it's bearish and I'm gonna short the shit out of it and hope I win. No, I'm neutral. They say what they're gonna say, I act accordingly. It's really that simple. So if you're shorting the market and you were buying the VIX and you got fucking smoked today, that's because you are pretending that you have the ability to see the future with high certainty. I've been doing this for 20 years. I know I don't, so I just don't even try anymore. Like, I mean, I'd rather flip a coin. It's about the same. And so at that point, it's just like, let shit play out. And so, again, when you broke the 20-day on the VIX today, you should have been worried. But also, you didn't know what the Feds were going to say. So, again, if you were a bear, you were hoping and praying in the fetal position. And then you got lucky. You actually got a gift when we filled the gap. And, again, if you were in the Discord room, we talked about filling the gap on the morning action. And we did. And then what happened? You close higher. Until you filled the gap, I did not know for sure if it was bullish or bearish. Once the gap filled, that long wick, hope you can see that. Once the gap filled, you could have bought the market. I literally posted on the Discord room. Don't worry. Go to the Discord room, you'll see it. Talked about you could buy this, or if it failed, short it. Well, it held. And again, I didn't short the market. I actually was buying the TLT and watching gold and all that other stuff. And congrats to the bulls. Again, bears just one day doesn't make a trend. That's my only warning here. Even though we're breaking this, one day doesn't make a trend. Fed days, I've seen this tons of times where the Fed Monday is down, then Tuesday, Wednesday up, then the Thursday is a slammer. We'll see what happens. Keep in mind, it is, triple witching OPEX. Big OPEX this week. There's a lot, again, if you don't understand the stuff, like, and it's not like breathing, like this is how simple in my understanding of relativity of what's going on. That's top of the Discord room. Cheat off of me. I don't care. People take my trades and copy them, and I don't expect anything, because guess what? The best sign of appreciation is, just copying me. I don't care. If it works, it works. It's fine. I don't need someone to tell me it works. Like, let the trades play. Pay myself with my own trading. It's never been about educating for money, which maybe one day it will if it takes up all my time, but at this point, no, it just doesn't. Follow the trades or don't, but let's see what happens if you start following them. Q said this has been lagging, but keep in mind, is that a double bottom? It looks pretty double bottom to me. One bottom, two bottom. I'm not a bull on the Qs, but once you're over the 20-month, it's relative. It's possible. You're breaking the downtrend. I got this blue box here for a reason. We'll see what happens. Again, one day doesn't make a trend, but this could be a professional gap now. I mean, you did close it. This is what's so hard about days like today. If you have no clue what the hell's going on, man, you are probably, your head is spinning. Well, today I feel comfortable and very relaxed. I had no doubts about the probabilities of what could happen. And when I say probabilities, like, hey, this could happen, and that's about it. And we were right on all of it, actually. It's good to know. It's good to be right, but also you have to be humble. Could be wrong tomorrow. IWM, I didn't pull the trigger on this. I guess yesterday would have been the price, because you had like a double bottom, 2-day range. Could have checked the lows. Again, I don't like to buy in front of the Feds. I don't like to short in front of the Feds. I don't really try to act. So you could have bought. I didn't really. All I did was add. We'll talk about some of the stuff we added, and that's about it. I didn't go crazy because I'm still anticipating Thursday could be a slammer, and if it's not, I don't have any shorts. Just keep that in mind. I'm not short anything. I'm either hedged or I'm long. So that's just really what I'm worried about. Gold. If you're on the Discord room, you saw gifts today. We talked about this. Okay, you got under 20. Like, I honestly thought we'd hold up here, but guess what? That's why you don't buy before the Fed. You don't. I'm gonna repeat. Do not make big moves before the fucking Fed. I mean, if you have to watch that and rehear it 1,000 times until it scares you every time before the Feds, good. We talked about gold would probably get smoked going into the Feds because the Feds want to talk down gold. They want to talk down inflation. Well, sell the rumor, buy the news. Here you go. Outside reversal. You had, like, earlier in the day, you had like 2-day range. It broke below it, closed back above it. Now, again, if you look at the 10-minute chart, you can see the action. Here's the Fed, and it's very similar to TLT. And then you had this bar that started eating it up. I just bought some just for the hell of it. And earlier in the day, and oh man, my charts aren't the same. Let me draw this for y'all. Well, maybe it did actually. Is this the UTHR weekly? Yeah, it's not on here. Hold on, I apologize. There's a back test of a trend line that I've been watching. There it is. Gesundheit. If someone's sneezing. So this used to be the old primary trend on gold. You can see it. Like, again, this is not my trading computer. This is one I record on. The one with multiple screens. I don't know how to record it well without like all the screens creating this insaneness. Hopefully that's very visual. You can see we back tested the old trend line, and it was just a hunch that we'd hold it. Well, guess what? We held it pretty well today. And that candle outside reversal, again, the volume's not great, but you could have been taking stabs. Again, you sidestepped a ton of bullshit by not buying gold before the Fed. Sell the rumor, buy the news. I say this every video. Sell the rumor, buy the news. There you go. Silver, same thing. Let me chug on some coffee here while I do this. See the blue little circle? That's the 20-day. That was my anticipatory pullback. Do I know anything for certainty? No, but I did know this was going to pull back. Nice long wick, close at the high of the day. That's not bearish. We'll see what happens. Again, one day doesn't make a trend. I'll say that over and over until you know that for a fact. and you believe it yourself. AEM, this thing has been holding high and tight, was praying for the 200-day, 50-day. Good luck. Did not happen. Well, I'm not buying. Well, hopefully, bulls are going to make money, and if it pulls back, I will buy it. But if it doesn't, I don't chase, y'all. Hope you realize that. Swing Jam's talking about this one today. AG is like, this thing is acting really well. It's like, you're damn right it is. Look at this thing. It's not even anywhere close to the lows of the day before. I was holding up high and tight. Proved to be bullish, as he said. Closed near the high of the day. Let's get into EXK real quick because this is hilarious. Somebody, a friend of ours on the channel really likes it, and I just tell him, I'm like, stay away from the penny stocks. I fucking hate them. Well, what did they do today? They did a secondary. Every time the stock rises, they do a secondary. And, it was down 10% today when most of these names were up. And it's like, I don't want to focus on this, but stay away from shitty stocks. It's like low-end housing. Like, it doesn't appreciate much. And all the risk is there if someone smokes meth in your house. I mean, that's shitty stocks with shitty balance sheets. They become problems. They don't rise smoothly. Like stocks with good capitalization and not $8 or less, basically. PAAS said, same thing. I mean, I think Scott was talking about, he's like, yeah, even PAAS was holding up today. It's like, yeah, look at that. 20-day. Close at the high day. Close above yesterday's high. That's... someone's buying them miners. Hopefully you are. Oh, fuck. I'll keep doing this. GDX. Bah. 20-day. I can't remember if it was Emu who was talking about it, but he was like, hey, man, 20-day. I was like, yep. Someone's buying something. Maybe Percy. I don't know. Someone was saying, hey, Nugget, 63. Yep. Goodbye. And I mean, goodbye. Like a goodbye. Not goodbye. See you later. You can see Nugget, 20-day, same thing. Held 63. Closed at 65. Nice job. Good job, boys and girls. I like to see others win. This is a team game in my mind. Same thing. This blue little zone, we talked about it. GDXJ held. Again, if you need to see the monthlies, look at them. I've talked about it in previous videos. Let's try to roll through these now. Letter X, I wanted to buy a dip, but it's not dipping. Guess what? I'm hedged 0.5%, half of it. Looking for dips. If it doesn't dip, I'll buy a dip at a higher price, meaning it will go up and then pull back, and I will buy. At this point, this is a strong move. 18 to 34. You are at monthly resistance in this area. Let me zoomer out. You can see, yeah, it might take a break, but it also could be coiling to break out. So that's the risk I take by hedging, but is what it is. I'm not going to be right every time. VALE. This was a obvious, super duper strong buy yesterday. We posted this on the board. Said the 200-day, see this blue thing? Would have loved to see the 50-day. I didn't see it, but guess what? We gapped up. I know the candle's red, but think about, you close at 1720, you close at 1775. The candle might be red, but that's bullish. That's up. Keep that in mind. CCJ, this was another awesome trade today. We talked about the 20-day. We literally alerted Twitter everywhere. I mean, shouted from the top of the mountains. It's a screaming buy. Some people got it 24s. Some people got it 23s. Everybody who bought, golf clap. Nice work. Easy, free money. I mean, you bought it here because we talk about back testing breakouts. I mean, look at this. I mean, it went from 20 to 29, pulls back to 23. Gift from the gods. I like to call it free money because that's what it is if you have the patience to wait. But if you're chasing, you get pulled back on and you get screwed. So, phone calls. Apologize about that. Spam. Yeah, CCJ looks good. Let's roll into the Mosaic and CF. We're really close, but we didn't get there, so I didn't buy. Keep it simple. Looking at the 20-day. Some people are asking about CF. Same thing. I mean, you're so close. I mean, I guess you did hit the upper trend bound. Yeah. Keep in mind, went from 66 to a hundo. You can get it in the mid 80s. I think it's a strong buy. I think you need this kind of stuff for farming, and there's a shortage, and the war shit, I don't know what the hell's going on. No one else does. No one really does either. AMD, again, it's talking about not shorting. I don't like the stocks because they're literally at the bottom end of their ranges, but hey, they were due to bounce here at the trend line, the 200-day. I mean, I've warned people for months. So when I say like leave them alone, it's because upper trend bound, head and shoulders top failed, lower lows, and then we retest. I mean, I guess I should say, hey, you could have been buying this. Well, you know, I'm just not focused on tech, but that looks like a lower range bound. Congrats to the bulls. Hey, man, I'm not shorting it, but I'm also not really buying it either. I don't really care. Just, you can't, I'm not Jim Cramer. I'm not going to try to know everything about every stock. Apple, this is the worry, is making lower lows, but hey, nice rip back. Again, tech is probably due to bounce. Let's just keep it simple, stupid, easy, whatever you want to call it. Actually, we do MicroStrategy next. MicroStrategy, again, Bitcoin's holding. It's good. We talked about the lower trend. I mean, I might not be trading these, but I talk about it in the videos. I'm giving you the ideas. There you go. You bought it yesterday, 365, and you're at 428. Golf clap to you, man. Or man or woman. I apologize if that sounds weird. It's like I'm talking to a buddy having a cigar, drinking a beer. And sometimes that's not appropriate, unfortunately, for these videos, because you don't know who's listening. Roblox. Just crap. It's been absolutely shitstormed, kicked, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you can see it's definitely lower trend bound. It just popped at me. I don't know why I haven't had drawn, but yeah, nice bounce. Maybe it gets up. I mean, again, percentage wise, 34 to 50. That's not bad, but it's just, it hasn't been leading, and that's the biggest worry. I mean, it is what it is. Penn Gaming, we've talked about this potentially head and shoulders bottom going into March Madness. Keep an eye on it. It might be a buy, or it should have been. It was a buy. Just, did you buy it? I don't know. UTHR, we've talked about this one again. Like, said, what was going on here? Said, outside reversal. You know, you have your range low, and you snap back, and you get back to the highs. I said, get over the 20-day. It's bullish. Over the 20-day, Mikey, bullish. You're good. Should be getting back up into the 200 area. EXP talked about this being a trap yesterday. Was a trap. Came right back up to the 20-day. Again, check out the monthly. Don't be so focused on the short-term charts always. It is coiling at the low end of range. I mean, it's a good buy with a stop. Let's end it as we always do on the oil names. If you've made it this far, again, slap a like, subscribe. You'll definitely regret subscribing. Promise. You'll get really tired of me, or you'll get tired of making money. Your ego will get so strong you won't even give a shit. 113 was a prayer of mine. We did not get there. I'd like to see oil pull back to $90 a barrel. I don't have the oil futures on this computer. I apologize, but ExxonMobil is at the 50-day, which is not a bad area. But I don't like the monthly, and hence, again, I mean, I said this for weeks. Go back to the videos in say February. I said this, even this. I'm like, I don't trust this, because it went from 30 to 90. Nice monthly. Like, pull back, test the breakout. You'll love it. Great area. Anyway, hope you enjoy the stuff. Again, review the Discord room, conversations. A lot's going on. A lot of great trades. Everybody's doing well, I think. And if you're not, and you're not asking questions, that's a you thing. Like, when I don't know how to do something, I ask questions. I don't give a shit. My ego is zero. My ego, whatever, your ego is not your amigo. Well, guess what? If you have an ego about trading and your account balance isn't being rewarded for all the great work you're doing or learning, then you need to ask more questions. Like, this stuff is, as I put an analogy in the Discord room, it's like riding a bike. First couple of times, it's wobbly, shaky. You feel like shit. It's really hard. And then once you like get in the flow and you start riding, it's very simple. And the only time you ever get in trouble is when you take risk and you try to do stupid things. Same thing on a bike. That's how trading goes. I hope that helps. Talk to you guys and gals later. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.